you want another coffee?
It's a bit of a shock when it's out your brain somewhere. You think, it's not too bad. I'll be recovered in 6 months.
So you don't really think about all the knock-on effects that you have after falling ill, do you really? Hey. You have good days and bad days, really, don't you, with your tiredness? So I can sometimes walk Neal out to the car, and other times I know it's just not going to happen. But it's difficult because sometimes, you're going along on a particular level, and then something else happens, and then you have to adjust, and then it's a shock to the system. Yeah, completely. And then we kind of try and work things out, and then it's dipped a bit, but then you carry on again on to the next level. It's just when other things start to come into play. I mean, like you say, it affects everything in your life. Things that you didn't even realise, and I'm not going to talk about all of those now, but you deal with it at the time, and you get over it, and then it becomes normality. I think I just got to a point where I was trying to do everything for Neal, and because Neal's twice my size as well, I was struggling with that. I just got to a point one day I realised I just couldn't cope. I just couldn't do everything on my own constantly, 24/7, and that's what I was doing. There's a variety, there's a lot of help out there, there's a lot of support, you just don't realise it, that's the thing. And it's not like anybody makes it aware. You're not really aware of what's out there. If you were, then you pick up the phone and give them a call directly. But I think it was a Macmillan nurse mentioned Crossroads to us as one of the great places of support, and that somebody would come for 3 hours, maybe once or twice a week. I know that we were on a waiting list for a little while, but then Linda rang us from Crossroads and said, there's a lovely lady called Brenda, and she's going to come and see you next Friday. I do remember her turning up while Neal was sat there eating his porridge, and it's always very difficult when you first meet somebody new, and Neal was clearly still groggy and tired like he is in the morning, aren't you?
Yes.
And she was asking him, a million questions, which I found quite funny. But now we know Brenda, and we've known her for a couple of years. She's a great laugh. The nice thing about Brenda coming and Crossroads is it's not just for Neal. So she comes and sits with Neal and for 3 hours on a Friday afternoon. But it's also, I like seeing her and having a chat, and then I know that I'm comfortable to leave her with Neal for that time, so I can go out, and maybe I've met friends for lunch, or just going to get some shopping in, and I know that Neal's going to be safe with her when I get home.
Our care workers are absolutely reliable, because if you have someone who has a disability or they can't look after themselves, the carer has to be very confident that they can go out for several hours at a time, maybe for a whole day, and leave their loved one in the hands of someone who is going to really look after them.
You can only be a carer if you have a caring nature. A lot of people that do this job do it as a vocation. They don't do it as earning loads of money. They do it because they enjoy it, they enjoy interacting with people, and they enjoy helping people as well.
Because it's such a valuable resource.
Resource.
Isn't it, for carers and for clients alike. But no, it's just for those 3 hours, we both look forward to Brenda coming, and that it's reliable, it's happening, and it's always going to be on that, it's on that Friday, so it's a regular thing.